Karate Kid Legends is out everywhere right now, so let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to the video. It's a brand new movie review. Today I'm talking all about the latest Karate Kid movie. It's called Legends. It's in cinemas everywhere right now. Before I start talking about it, as always, a friendly reminder. These are just my thoughts, so don't let this dictate whether or not you decide to go and see it. You might see it and feel totally differently to me, and that's okay, because movies aren't made to cater for everyone. Without any further ado, let's start talking about it. And I was actually really quite excited to see this film for, I think, a multitude of reasons. I enjoyed the original two Karate Kid films. I don't think I was as big on the other ones that were made, but the first two are just like pure, like almost like golden age movies. Like that's, I don't know, just movies in their prime. I'm not a fan of Cobra Kai. Admittedly, I don't think I gave it much of a chance, but I've not watched much of Cobra Kai just because I didn't really enjoy the first sort of episode, and I was like, man, it's not for me. However, having said that though, I still would want to go and see this film because you don't need to have watched Cobra Kai to enjoy this film. And that's correct, you don't have to enjoy Cobra Kai. There's obviously moments that are little like Easter eggs, that are little nods to the show, which my mum and sister, who I went to go and see it with, they understood it a bit more, and there's cameos and things like that, especially at the end, and that sort of stuff. You will gain more of an enjoyment if you've seen Cobra Kai and if you really enjoy it. And the film on the whole I thought was good. I think it's getting a lot of harsh reviews. I thought it was enjoyable, a really nice runtime, a fresh story, and I do think that they had a really nice balance of like the OG Karate Kid, but also a modern, fresh Cobra Kai-esque spin to it. I think they had a really nice combination of the two to make what is Karate Kid Legends. Having said that though, I wasn't really invested in the film. I'd say for the first kind of third of the film I wasn't overly too invested, and it didn't really feel like a Karate Kid movie for about the first third of the film. It took me until, I would say about, like I say, a third of the way in, for me to probably get into it and be like, oh, okay, I'm on board now, I want to know what happens next. And I felt because of that, it was because the start is just all of these new characters, all of these people that we've not heard of before, we've not had an interaction with, and because I'm watching a Karate Kid movie, I expected to see familiar faces sooner than I did, which I think is why I wasn't really as interested to begin with. But once we got reunited with these familiar characters and got a proper thorough storyline set in place, I was like, I'm hooked, let's go. And this is really good. It is really good. It's one of those sort of like classic 90-minute movies that is just a really enjoyable watch. You know, I don't think it's overly anything too special. Did we need it? No. Does it add a huge amount to the Karate Kid world? Not really. Could you make new stuff from this film? Absolutely. You know, could this now be something that returns in Cobra Kai? Or, you know, I don't really know whether that will ever happen. I don't know whether they're still making Cobra Kai. I have no idea. But there is avenues for this to sort of become something else and become something in Cobra Kai or another film or whatever. Do I think it was necessary? No, I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it was needed. Was it fun? Was it enjoyable? Yeah, it was alright. I do feel like there were a lot of like songs, a lot of song montage. I noticed it quite heavily, and I feel like that again took away a little bit from the fact that this is a Karate Kid film. It sort of made it feel less like a Karate Kid film, if I'm being totally honest with you. But I had a fun time with it. I thought the stories were interesting. I thought it was very well acted, a very nice runtime, and it delivered what I expected it to deliver. It's predictable at times, it's very predictable at times, but it has a really nice message, a nice meaning, and there's a lot of thought, I think, been put into kind of the personal stories and almost like character profiles behind these new characters that we've been introduced to. So it's not just, here's a bunch of characters to make the story flow. It's like, oh no, there's actually been a lot of work into making these characters something and kind of building a bond with these characters, and I really felt like I'd sort of connected emotionally with most of the characters that we were introduced to in this film, which is a good thing, because if you don't feel emotion for characters, then the film's a little bit more grey, a bit more bland and a bit more empty. But no, I enjoyed this film a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it was a really nice watch, 90 minutes, perfect runtime, like I say, because I'm always fond of a 90-minute runtime. And it just sort of does what it says on the tin. It's nothing spectacular. I enjoyed it, I had fun with it, and that's about it. So Karate Kid Legends is in cinemas across the UK right now. Before I wrap up this video, as always, what do I rate it out of 10, and will it be joining my DVD collection? Well, I'm going to give this film a 6 out of 10. Like I say, decent film. Very, very much enjoyed it. Wasn't a 10 out of 10 blockbuster, but it's still a very good film. 6 out of 10 from me. And will it be joining the collection? Well, here's the thing. I did actually think about this. I don't own the original Karate Kid movies on DVD. I think that's because my mum owns them on DVD, which is why whenever we've watched it, we've watched her DVDs. However, I'm a sort of completist, so if I was going to get this film on DVD, I'd have to get the first one and possibly the second, like Karate Kid 1 and 2. I'm not too fussed about the others, but I need to get the first two. So there's a strong likelihood that I might end up picking this film on DVD, in which case I'd also pick up Karate Kid 1 and 2. But yeah, I would never say never to this film actually. I think it could land up in my collection at some point once it gets a release. Fingers crossed it gets a release. And there you go. There is everything I've got to say on Karate Kid Legends in cinemas right now. In the description below is the movie plot, a link to the movie trailer, as well as a link to my movie review playlist, which features every single movie review that I've ever done. There's more to come very soon, including a brand new movie called The Salt Path. It's based on the original book. It's coming to cinemas very, very, very soon. I'm seeing that the day after its release, so you'll hear a movie review from me very soon. Other than that, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you in another one very soon.